Alright guys, so at this point the board is completely done. This is what it looks like. I love it so much. There is so much detail on it. I did so good on it. I am so proud of myself. Now we're going to move on to the next step of the board because the board is done, but we need to add something else to it to kind of finish it up and make it a little bit more sturdy because it is a canvas and kind of flimsy. So if you remember at the beginning of this series, these canvases came in a pack. So I have another canvas here and I'm going to paint this a light pink. That's it. Then I'm going to be gluing the backs of both of these boards together and then adding something on the bottom to kind of lift it up a little bit. I'm about to put the clear coat on my board game and I'm very excited. Here's the gorgeous. Just for extra protection because this will be like played with, I'm going to do 2 coats.
After I painted the board, I decided to put 2023 hand painted by Jamie Kippenberger. If you are an artist of any kind, it is always important to sign your work. I'm going to be gluing these 2 canvas boards together. One is the back, of course, and then the beautiful board game I created. I'm going to be globbing on a bunch of matte Mod Podge, not matte, just Mod Podge, because even though Mod Podge is a sealer, it is also a glue, so I used it to glue both of my boards together. And since I'm starting college soon, I used those nice, ridiculously heavy and ridiculously expensive books to weigh on top just to let it dry for a few hours. Of course it will need overnight to dry, but a few hours is good enough to move on to my next step. I'm taping some paper on to protect it because I'm actually going to be spray painting the back of this. And you're probably like, but Jamie, you just wrote hand painted by Jamie Kippenberger on the back. Yeah, I know, and I tried to save it, to be honest, and then I was like, you know what, screw it, doesn't look good. I had to paint white over these little hearts because I noticed that the wood was seeping through, so I just decided to kill it off. And I'm still going to write it on there because it's still very important to sign your work. I'm just going to write it neater, smaller, and at the top, which I think looks, you know, more organized than just smack in the center so big, hand painted by Jamie Kippenberger. Wow, it's me. I did it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. But yeah, this is the board. It is 100% done. Now we can move on to the last 6 cards. The last 6 cards are going to be the dessert square cards, so that if you pick this card from the deck, then you go to that square. So I'm just designing it. I want to bring back those stamps just to kind of bring in the stamps from my other cards too, and I also wanted to hand write the name of the dessert. So I wrote, go to the strawberry milkshake, or go to the honey donut, to the chocolate Swiss roll. I wrote the actual dessert in my handwriting just to kind of match the handwriting on the board, just to kind of make it more cohesive. I also drew the dessert onto the card, of course, without just naming it. And now I'm measuring the cards, the thickness of all the cards together, because these cards need a home. They can't just be loose, you know what I mean? They're going to get lost, and a Ziploc bag is boring, so we're going to make our own little container. This was just a template, an idea, because I'd done this like once before, but it's been a long time, so I just made a template so that way I could do the other one correctly. So I just outlined it, used my template to trace the template. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm actually going to tell you a fun fact right now. I actually edited this video already, but all the footage got deleted, and I'm exhausted, but you don't care about that. Anyway, I'm folding now, and honestly, this part was not fun. I hate this. The box was not really that fun to make. I mean, it was kind of fun figuring out how I would put it together, but I didn't get much of a thrill from it. It was kind of boring. I was at the point where I was like burnt out, so I'm like, yeah, let's use stickers instead of drawing. That would be so much easier. Plus, it looks cute. I think I can hide it. So the box is done. I think it looks fine. I did end up adding some purple ink blotches on the back, but you'll see that later in the video, I believe. But now I'm about to put all of the cards into their home, and I'm very excited because I was nervous because I didn't want them to get like scuffed or ruined. But now they have a safe place to be, and that's the cards. It was pretty simple, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Now, finally, we're getting comfy. I'm in bed. I'm with Ace's the Place. This is the dog we babysit. My sister's boss's dog, and he's the cutest freaking thing ever. Now I'm writing out all of the rules, how to play, the idea of the game, the purpose of all the playing pieces, the purpose of the cards, everything you need to know. Before I get deeper, though, into describing the cards, I'm going to separate them because I want to talk about them in the order of how much there are. So, like, I want to talk about the cards that only have 1 first, and then I want to talk about the cards that only have 2, and then 4, and then 10, you know what I mean? So the cards that have the most cards will be talked about last. So I just divided them, paper clipped them together, put a little sticky note on them saying that I have 8 of this card, I have 10 of this card. That way I know the order of which I'm going to talk about them in my rule book. Now, to make everything more visually pleasing and just kind of look more organized in the rulebook, I'm going to photograph every single playing piece. So that includes the cards, that includes the blobs, that includes everything, the present playing pieces. Then I edited them on my phone, I adjusted the brightness to make them brighter, and now I'm going to discuss each playing card and their purpose. So if you were to pick up this card, the spontaneous die roll moving backwards, what would you do when you pick it up? Well, you would find the dice, and then you would roll it, and then you would move back however many the dice showed up. Does that make sense? Like, if you roll a 3, then you move back 3. So I just described all the cards, highlighted the name of the card in blue, and then in parentheses put how many of that card there was. Then I started adding the pictures. Eventually, for the blobs, they each got their own page because I added the picture of the blobs, talked about the blobs, and also added a photo of their personality cards, as you can quickly see there with my scroll through. But this is looking really nice. It's looking really clean. I also described each playing square on the board, named it, and then I said like 23rd square following along the path, so it would be easy to find. Again, I wanted to make this rule book very, very specific. Then I made a trip over to my grandma's house and printed it out. Oh, that's my alarm. Now we're getting ready to actually assemble the rule book. So we've written the rule book, I've added all the photos, taken all the photos, blah blah blah, done everything I need, but now I actually need a base for my rule book. So I'm cutting each page. I'm cutting it a little bit smaller because I'm going to glue these pages onto yellow pages because I'm making a little journal. So I'm just cutting these out. This kind of took forever. I actually realized that I had a heavier, dutier X-Acto knife in my tools drawer. Oh my god, Thor, stop it! So, sorry, I told him to go away. He wanted to play ball with me, but I'm busy. So anyway, I cut out all these pages. I had 20 individual pages, meaning I would need 5 pages because I will be using front and back. So I'm going to be folding them, rounding the edges, and I really like this. I'm going to be opening the pages and starting to make my journal. Now I'm gonna sew my journal together. I just did 2 bindings. I was gonna do an accordion sew, zigzag back and forth. Then I decided to just do 2 and then tie a knot in the center. I like that look because it gives it more of a handmade look, and I really like the way it came out. Now I'm going to be gluing each page on their page. I'm going to be using glue. I wanted to use double-sided tape, but I really did not feel like going to the store to pick some up because I actually do not own that. If you go through my sticky drawer, you will see no double-sided tape. So yeah, fun fact. But I'm gluing all the pages in, making them nice and neat, and I did number them after the fact because you'll see soon that they're, oh my god. Alright, I gave my dogs some time to calm down, meaning I kicked them out of my room. But I'm done, I almost said I'm done sewing all of the pages. No, I'm done gluing all of the pages, but what I was going to say before Ace started barking was that I didn't know what page number it was going to be on when I made certain notes. So I'm like, okay, so go to page blank through blank to learn about these cards. So I just went in and wrote those in. Now I'm going to be doing the cover of the rule book. I cut out this fun paper and I glued it on the front, and then I took this white paper and spelled out BLOB Party Time, and then so this is going to be the title because it's going to be the BLOB Party Time rule book. So I wanted to make it fun, bright. I realize now, which I'm like kind of 50-50 on, that it doesn't all look the same. Like the color of the BLOB Party bag is not the same as the color of the BLOB Party storage container of where the blobs are being stored, and it's not the same as the card holder, and it's not the same as the rule book, but honestly I'm okay with that. BLOB Party itself is very crazy, so I guess it kind of matches the theme. Just added those cute little donut stickers and my name stamp, and then I wrote by Jamie Kippenberger, and this is the final rule book. It looks super nice. I love how thick the pages are, and I love how it all looks completed. Love how it looks together. Just love how the pages came out. I'm so happy with it. It looks so neat and professional, which I love. Now it's time to address this box. I never planned on leaving it just plain purple. I wanted to do the title of the game on it. So using some black puffy paint, I wrote out BLOB Party Time, and I love the way it came out. 65%. I love the way I wrote BLOB Party, but I hate the way I wrote time. I hate the I so much. And playing pieces just looks like a mess. But it is what it is. I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to my confetti / glitter / sprinkle drawer, and I'm grabbing some glitter, and I'm going to put some glitter over top to make the name of the game really pop. This is the bag I briefly mentioned earlier. I found this perfect bag at the dollar store that said Party Time, and I just added BLOB on top with some poster stickers. Here I wanted to address something. So the box has to be stored on its side, which is unfortunate because it doesn't fit in the bag correctly, so I'm just using my wood carving tools to carve a little piece out to fit a popsicle stick, and that popsicle stick is going to keep the piece that I made to keep on top of the blobs to protect them down while it's on its side. So as you can see, when you open it, you remove the pieces and you remove the top, and then the blobs are still in place.
Alright, so I know you're expecting the next clip to be the last part of the box, which you will get to see at the end of the video, but it is time to wrap it up. I am finished with the board game. This is how it's stored. This is the board. I worked so hard on the board and I think it looks so good. I'm very happy with how it came out. This is the box. When you open it, it looks so cute inside. I added these little wooden things, which you saw me do a little bit of and explain a little bit of. It's just to hold the top part that protects the blobs down, because actually the box is stored on its side because it does not fit in the bag otherwise, so we gotta keep those blobs nice and protected. So that's why I put those two wooden sticks there. It holds it down when the lid is shut, and it's working really great. The cards took forever and I love them. They look so good. Oh boy, and of course the rule book. Gosh, it was so fun actually figuring out all the logistics of the board game. I love doing stuff like that and definitely will be doing another board game video in the future, but I love this rule book. I love how it came out. I worked so hard on every single piece in here. This game does require dice. My dad so kindly got me some dice, and the dice he got me was this. This is actually, I cut the little thing off, but there were two of these and they hang in your car. They're like little decorative dice pieces, but this is perfect because almost everything in the board game is pink. So this dice is perfect. It's not hard. You can't lose it, you can't misplace it, and it's unique to my game. So that is every part to this board game, and I am very excited to call it complete. What? There are two? Question mark? Yes, there are 2 board games. I made 2 board games because one I'm going to be giving away to my YouTube audience. I don't have a big following. I actually just hit 300 subscribers, which is a huge accomplishment, so thank you for that. But I am so excited. I'm going to be giving away 1 board game. Everything is handmade by me in the board game. The only thing that is not original are the cards. I just made copies of my cards on cardstock paper, but everything else is handmade. So when I was painting the board, I was painting 2. When I was doing the rule book, I made 2. And there are 2 dice that my dad got me, which is perfect. Got 2 of these guys. 2 of the boards, which I don't feel like pulling out right now, 2 of the boxes holding the blobs, and just 2 of everything. 2 games. And this is the special tag that I was keeping on the bag. So yes, I am going to be giving away 1 of these. There's going to be a completely separate video on how to enter this giveaway. It will also be linked down below, so make sure you go ahead and click it. But I'm also going to be uploading it the same day I am uploading this final video. So I'm very excited for that, and good luck to you. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.